Hi, today we talk about Immortals. Immortals, I kind of compare them to Devastator squads. Not for heavy weapons, because each Necron unit only gets the weapon it's given. So there's no choice between weapons and stuff, or barely any options at all within the army. But for sheer amount of firepower per unit, Immortals are really good. Okay, their character profile stuff. They are 28 points per model, which is a bit cheaper than Pariahs. Oh yeah, there's only 3 elite choices in the Necron army. Pariahs can both run and gun. Immortals only gun, and flayed ones are just melee. That's it. So bear that in mind. Also, they go down in price as well. Pariahs are 36 points per model, and only 1 unit of Pariahs can be had. Immortals, there's no unit limit, and they're 28 points, and flayed ones are 18 points. But I'll do other videos, so look out for them. Right, Immortals, they have regular kind of Space Marine stats, like weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, 4, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 10, a 3+ save, initiative 2, because Necrons are slow in combat, and they have a toughness of 5, actually, which makes them a lot more durable, and thus a great fire support option. A good solid squad of 10 pumps out about 20 shots maximum, that is, at range 24 inches. And they're not bad actually, because they're strength 5, AP 4. So yeah, the extra points compared to a regular warrior is quite a lot. But for that, you do get quite a good upgrade. It's not actually... it doesn't look like it in the points and the values and stuff, but when you play them out, they actually take out a lot more than you would initially think. That's why I compare them to Devastator squads, because they are a solid firing platform. Squad size is 5 to 10, so I think this is just going by what I know of Havoc squads from Chaos, because I've got a Chaos Codex but not a regular Space Marine Codex, so I think they're about 5 to 10, so it's about the same, and they're metal models, so about the same, unless you have plastic ones, I don't know, but Immortals can easily be modelled from warriors just by doubling up the barrels. But yeah, they're not bad. Also, for some odd reason, they can have disruption fields at +2 points per model. You don't really want to take that at all. It's quite pointless, because Immortals don't do combat very well. They have a toughness of 5, which means that they're a bit more durable, but that's just for surviving their squad shots. You know what I mean? Surviving enemy fire. That was the point I was trying to make. So you don't want to go to combat at all. Gun down any melee units with these guys. Light skimmers, you don't have to worry about them too much with these guys around. Although better anti-tank is more like your monolith and heavy destroyers. So these guys focus more on infantry, because the strength 5 is good and AP 4 is really good, especially against non-marine type enemies, like, I don't know, guardsmen that aren't mechanized, although you'll be hard pushed to find some of those nowadays. I think Eldar as well, they have a lot of 4+ saves, apart from some special characters. And just your average run-of-the-mill troop, not your marine types, but anything which can be popped to the post by the of AP4, which is it's quite good. Now there is a lot of controversy whether to take Immortals or Destroyers. Personally, I quite like Destroyers. They're a lot faster. Their guns have 1 better strength, a much better range, and are 3 shots instead of 2. And of course, Destroyers can move and shoot, and they move as jet bikes. However, Destroyers are 50 points per model. These guys are only 28. So yeah, a lot cheaper for these guys. Yeah, there's a lot to consider whether to get Immortals or Destroyers. That's not to say that you can only have Immortals or Destroyers. There's no limitation in the Force Organization Charter or anything. But actually, I'd go for both. Because Necrons are a very gun-heavy army, and they use their guns as their main and only form of attack. I should say. There's a couple melee specialists, so use them when you need to. But for the majority of things, you should always be gunning at your enemy. These guys are good for defending objectives, not holding them because they're elites, but defending them. One good thing I think is nice to do if you've got lots of cover about the field, and you're feeling a bit risky, then use the Necron Lord with a Veil of Darkness and teleport your large squad of Immortals, because large squads of Immortals are always better than smaller squads because more shots. So yeah, just walk about the field and blast away whatever you want. I'd say Immortals are a very good option. Now, they are Necrons. I mean. They're not like Pariahs, which aren't Necrons and so don't get the special rule. They do get the Necron special rule, so that's adding to their resilience. They have a toughness of 5 and the Necron special rule, which makes them pretty hard to take down unless you go to combat with them. And even in combat, if you're not wielding power weapons and stuff, they can be quite a challenge. Toughness 5 is not something you want to mess with like basic strength 4 or lower strength, because I think it's like a 5+ to wound. So unless you've got power weapons, these guys aren't going to be having too much trouble. But then that's also what a clue as to what to aim at with these guys. A good squad of Immortals should be like your regular heavy support heavy weapon squad, whereby you stick them in a bit of cover and you blast the hell out of any power weapon wielding or highly effective close combat units. That's pretty much what I've got to say about them. I used to not like them at all. And in my original video, I grouped them in the same video as flayed ones, which was in retrospect was a horrible mistake, because there's a lot more to say about them. I used to not like them at all, but now I'm thinking of fielding an army with at least 2 squads of them as my heavy support, as my elites. So that's almost it for this video. Next time I shall be going to what used to be my favourite elite's choice until I tried out some of the others. That's flayed ones. They're certainly the cheapest of the 3 elites. So yeah, look out for that.